Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and today I have an angel message and an oracle card reading on the topic of resurrection. So, resurrection is a topic very timely for Christians, but it's right now because of Easter. But it's a topic that I think anyone can benefit from, because in my view, resurrection is divine redemption. So it's like you come to God with all of your brokenness or the things that don't make sense, and all of that, and God just has this way of redeeming it and making it all worthy. The perfection of God makes everything right and makes everything worthy, and that is, in my view, what resurrection is. And that's basically what Jesus did in the Christian tradition is he resurrected himself and basically gave us all new hope. And so whether you're Christian or not, resurrection can completely apply to your life, and I hope that this message will as well. So one of the ways I see resurrection or divine redemption is sort of like the redemption centers here in my state. You can bring your cans and bottles and you put them in a machine, and it spits out a little ticket worth money that you take to the cash register. So it's like you take your trash basically to these machines, and it gives you some money. I don't actually do that myself, so because I don't have many cans to redeem. So I don't know if that's actually a thing anymore. But it used to be anyway. But that's the idea, is that you can redeem something that needs redemption. Divine redemption is what makes everything somehow right. It's like the ending to the book that makes all the craziness that happened up until the ending suddenly makes sense, And so today I have an oracle message that we'll do a little bit later, but I also have a channeled message for the topic of resurrection. And so I was in meditation and I connected to the angels, and I got as clear a message as I could get, limited of course by my own human understanding. So channeled messages, a channeled message can come from a divine source, but it can only be filtered through your own human understanding. So we're limited by what's already in my head. So having said that, here is what the angels had to say regarding resurrection. Resurrection is a shift in perspective from a limited human understanding to a divine limitless understanding. Darlings, resurrected is how we see you at all times. We see the blessings of your polarized, dualistic way of life in the human realm you dwell in, but we also see you as holy, divine, pure, and beautifully one with God. That is resurrection. To understand resurrection, answer this: did Jesus really die on the cross? According to human perspective, it may have been seen that way, but according to a higher perspective, there was no death, only transition. You have the power to shift your perspective. You have the power to see divine truth. To your perspective, resurrection is a miracle. To our perspective, it is the nature of God. So that was the message that the angels gave me on the topic of resurrection. And it's such a beautiful one because it's just a shift in perspective, the understanding. Shifting your understanding from a human understanding to the divine understanding. It's like the divine has all the answers, has complete understanding of the whole story, and is not without any power to make things right. It's like the great artist that can make any splotch on the painting somehow work, with the rest of the painting that makes it all. It's the master that makes everything fit. There are no mistakes. God has a way of making it all work. And from our perspective, we see a lot of disorder and a lot of a lot of the craziness in the world that doesn't make sense, or in our own lives that don't make sense. But God sees it all perfectly, and resurrection is just a shift in perspective, which I think is such a blessing. And I love that at the end here, it says, to your perspective, resurrection is a miracle. To our perspective, it is the nature of God. And God dwells in all of us at all times. And so there is a possibility for resurrection. And one of the things that I felt this message was most needed, one of the reasons I felt this message was most needed was because I feel like we need a resurrection moment in the world. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that that I think that we all could just, put into the basement of our human collective, like the darkness, the evil. I wish we could just do away with that. Just throw it away. But God is like the redemption center that makes all of the brokenness and all of the evil and everything, that just turns it around and turns everything into a miracle to our perspective, where really it's just the nature of God that everything is right, and there is endless possibility for resurrection. So I feel like I'm being very disjointed here. I hope this makes sense to you guys. Anyway, so I pulled some cards. So I did this channeled message, and then I pulled some cards. And the question that I asked was, what can we, I asked the angels, how can we humans resurrect our perspective? How can we lift our perspective from human understanding to divine understanding? Give us some help on that. Give us a little guidance. And so let's see what the angels gave us. And I'll start with the tarot cards. Oh my goodness, perfect. We've got strength. What a gorgeous, gorgeous card. Okay, we'll put it right there. The moon. Ooh, talk about perspective. Gosh. The King of Cups. Yeah. The Two of Wands. I love it. And the King of Swords. Wow. Okay, so kings are generally, the sovereign of the suit, and kings are the masculine sovereign, whereas the queen, of course, is the feminine sovereign. And by masculine and feminine, I'm talking about energy, divine masculine, divine feminine. So what do we have here? I feel like, first off, what the angels are saying is that in order to resurrect, I think it requires this bright. So because kings are leaning towards the divine masculine side of things, which is much more of the bright. This is like where divine masculine is the sun, the feminine would be more like the earth. It's the bright, shining star. It's the generous, potent, powerful, giving aspect. And so we've got cups and swords, your heart and your mind uniting to actively change, to actively decide what it is you're going to resurrect. And I'm getting that because of the kings, these two kings showing up, that the angels are telling us, you can't resurrect your life or parts of your life in just your mind or just your heart. It has to happen in both. You have to be ready to go into your mind and into your psyche and into your heart as well. It has to happen in both places. You've got to be ready to resurrect yourself and to resurrect others at all times. The kings are generous. Kings are very powerful, giving, and generous. They don't run out. They're always ready to give. They're always ready to shine their light like the sun on anything, on anyone that needs their power and their help. That is the king's role in their suits. And so both of these are ready to help you. So the angels are saying there's help available. Resurrection, to shift your perspective, it takes a uniting of heart and mind. And I love that we have the Two of Wands right between these two kings, because it's telling us that the fire of our soul is ready to receive that new vision. Because this Two of Wands, this is all about moving on and moving up and to something new. That even if you were in a place that was really great and really good and perfect, like this fellow here has the world in his hands, he's ready to step out into something else. Resurrection is like that. It's moving from one place to another place spiritually. And so spiritually, in the suit of the Wands, we are ready to move from where we are to somewhere bigger, better, and more expanded. And look where he's looking. He's looking out into this expanded vista. There's mountains and seas. And I love that those things are both there, because I see the sea as more like the cups and the mountains are more like the swords. So the heart, the mind, they're both there, waiting for him, waiting for this, waiting for us to expand and step into. Raising our perspective is a joint effort of mind and heart, and it's something that our spirit is ready for us to do. And I think that these two cards to me symbolize what it takes in the soul to do that, to resurrect parts of your life. It's going to take some strength, because you're going to have to face some stuff that may not make sense, that may not have worth or value to you. Maybe, like if there's a part of your life that you just like, well, that was just those are my lost years, or if a part of your relationship is like, well, that's just, that was wasted time or wasted effort. That's not like that. It takes strength to see it differently, to see yourself differently, to see those things differently. It takes strength, because a lot of times when something needs to be resurrected in your life or in our world, this thing that needs to be resurrected is something that's not a great thing right now, of course. It wouldn't need resurrection if it were already, if we were already viewing this thing with divine perfection, with the mind of God. It takes strength. It takes inner strength to see it. And the moon, of course, is telling me that the moon is all about perspective in a lot of ways. Because the moon sort of uncovers things. It shines a light on things that were previously hidden. It sort of is the element that shows us the darkness. What is hiding in the dark? The moon is going to show you that. I'm being drawn to, I'm being reminded of a story. I was staying at my parents' lake house alone one time, and I heard a loud bang come from the basement, or the first floor, and I was on the second floor. And instead of like doing what the moon is sort of asking us to do, is sort of just see it, to face it, to boldly see what it is, go investigate, find out, shine a light on those scary, dark things. Instead of doing that, I was upstairs in bed. I just closed my eyes and went to sleep. There could have been a robber in the house, and I just didn't do anything. So don't do that. So the moon is telling us things are gonna, you have to be ready to face these things, and they may not look how you think they're gonna look. So it takes some effort. It takes courage. It takes, getting ready to shine a light on those parts of you that need to be resurrected, and seeing them with new eyes, with allowing yourself to channel that divine power in your heart and in your mind, to see these things brand new, and to And then your soul will receive it. Your soul will receive these new visions, these new understandings, and take you further down your spiritual path. So let's see what the rest of the oracle cards have to say. I've got 4 of them here. So Iris and Wisdom. I'm getting vibes of like just purity and courage. I think wisdom, wisdom comes from within. But it comes from allowing yourself to expand, allowing yourself to see what needs to be seen. Ooh, we have Lilac and Soul Vitality. Yes, because wisdom does come from within. It comes from the soul. So the soul is ready to help you, is what I'm getting here. To resurrect these parts of your life. That it makes sense. And it's wonderful. I don't know why this is reminding me, but on this picture here, these little dots, it's reminding me of spider webs. Like the spider web with like little droplets on it. It's reminding me of a spider web with little droplets on it. And I'm feeling like what was hidden will be seen. Just like a spider web. If you can't see it, again, I'm gonna talk about my parents' lake house. This family lake house. It's surrounded by nature. And so there's spider web. Like every morning when you walk out the door, you're going to walk into a spider web. It's not fun, let me tell you. And the first one, if I'm the first one out the door or I'm walking down the steps to the road, there's all these spider webs every single morning. And what a gift it would be if those spider webs always had some little droplets on it so I could see them and sort of wipe them away before they, smack me in the face. I think that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is the little droplets showing you the truth, showing you where the truth lies. Something that you didn't see is suddenly visible. You're able to make sense of something. If you're dwelling in that place that you've always dwelt in and seeing your life from the same perspective, and suddenly you up-level your perspective in your heart and in your mind, and you're expanding, you're ready to see something in a brand new way, that will redeem that thing. It will help you redeem yourself in your life. And that's what this is doing, the soul vitality, going within and allowing your soul to shine a light, to make visible some aspect of something that you didn't see before. And I'm also getting that time. Allow some time, sleep on it maybe, give yourself time to resurrect these parts of your life. Everything's going to make sense in the end. When you're sitting before God and God explains everything to you, or the divine, or when you're one with source consciousness, that's the moment where you're going to be like, everything's made sense. I get it now, And so that will happen eventually. And right now we're in a place where we're not seeing things exactly right. The moon is all about perspective and not quite seeing things quite the proper way. And the moon just sort of shines a light on hidden things. And so there's a lot that's hidden and a lot we need to see in a new way. And so I think Iris and Wisdom and Soul Vitality, and I love that they're both purple, because that is like crown chakra energy, the idea of allowing this beautiful energy to descend upon us. And we're not, mired in the lower vibrations. We're allowing things to come angelically inspired. And speaking of purple, let's do this one next. Empathy and compassion. Oh, that's lovely. So I'm getting from this card, that there is a lot. There's a lot you in the world that needs, in your lives, in our lives, that need resurrection. there's a lot that needs our empathy and compassion. I think that you might think that there's some aspect of your life that's just, oh, that was a huge mistake, or some part of your mind or something that you did that was, there's just no hope for it. But I think this card is asking us to soften in and have some empathy and compassion for all areas of our life that can be redeemed, that can be resurrected, and can find new life and find new hope. Ooh, break the chain. Ancestral patterns healing, rewriting the future. That's what resurrection is rewriting the future. Break the chain. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. I feel like this card is telling me that the energy and the angels are telling me that resurrection is why we're here. This is the purpose. We're here to sit in this perspective, this limited human perspective, and see our world exactly the way it seems to be, where there's all kinds of like darkness or fears and all the things, and maybe you're doing great and there's just a little things here and there that you need to work on. I don't know, but I think for everybody, for most people, maybe there's some aspect of your life that needs resurrection, that you wish you could just redeem and say, Lord, just change this over, it's like, this is why we're here. This is why we're here, is to see it this way. And this brings up something that the angels have told me, that I've felt very often when I connect to the angelic realm. And what it is, oh, that's a pet peeve of mine. 2 is's in a row. That can't be good writing. Anyway, what it is, oh, I totally lost my train of thought now. Oh yes, with the angels. Yeah. So the angels have always conveyed to me this sense that the fact that we're here seeing right versus wrong and good versus bad, and a person can live their life and always have, dark, like the devil and the angel on the shoulder, and they're both always there, that you could always choose something dark, or you could always choose something light. You can always choose good or bad, that there's always this beautiful dualistic perspective. Like in this third dimensional realm that we're in right now, how it seems to us, how it works right now is this ability for both of these things to always exist. And the angels have always conveyed to me, or tried to, that this is a miracle. It's a miracle that is not. It's a miracle that darkness can actually exist here. That we have the perspective that we have, to be lost and confused and not sure where God is, and that we feel separate and we need strength. It's not. Because the nature of God is so beautiful and so good that there's no need to resurrect anything. It's already resurrected. As the angels said here, darlings, resurrected is how we see you at all times. So there's no need to resurrect. It's already one. We're already one with it all. But this beautiful life that we're living, where things are crazy, kind of, this human journey, this life that we live, this is why we're here, is to see it. And if we're seeing it and we're having this sort of life, then breaking the chain is the next step. This is why we're here, is to see this darkness and break the chain, is to see how the world has continually given us opportunities to resurrect ourselves and each other. And healing comes with rewriting the future. So, which reminds me of another definition of resurrection. It's like ending the story. It's like, if an author ended her book before the hero reached the end goal, and while everything was still kind of awful, That would be a sad story. That story would need some resurrection, you know? But when you take it to the next step, when you resurrect, when you tie all the loose ends together and everything makes sense and everything, the whole purpose of the story, takes you down and then back up. It redeems itself. That is resurrection. That's what we're here for. I'm guessing I'm feeling that the angels, that the message here is that we have the power to do this. You've always had the power to do this. We've always had the power to resurrect our life and ourselves and each other. You are so much bigger and so much stronger than you realize. And you have the power, like this card says, to break the chains. You have the power to stop ancestral patterns of darkness that repeat themselves. They're just waiting to be resurrected. Everything in your life that's not great is something that's asking, for resurrection. It's this pattern or darkness or habit or failure or whatever it is asking to be redeemed. It's asking to be redeemed. And sometimes it takes time. It takes strength. It takes seeing things in a new way. It takes reaching in to your soul and allowing your soul to illuminate new things in your life. Going into your heart and your mind and seeing and having the power and the will to see things differently, to shower this love and light and intuition into your life, and to see and be willing to see things differently, and be willing to say, you know what, no matter how hard this thing has been, I will not rest until I see it redeemed, whatever it is. And I think that in our world, there's certainly, can you imagine how much energy, how much divine understanding it would take to resurrect some of the things that we've done to ourselves and to our planet and to what would it take to resurrect those things? It would take a whole lot of understanding, but that's a possibility. It's all waiting to be resurrected. It's all waiting. This is a huge message of hope, I think, and I'm so glad that I did it, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you made it this far, because I really feel like this was worth it. So my prayer for you, for me, and for all of us is that we never stop hoping and moving forward in faith and trust until all of our lives are redeemed and resurrected. Let resurrection be the goal that keeps you moving forward in love and light always. So that is my prayer for you. Amen, amen. That's all. If you have any comments, leave them below. I'd love to see what you thought. And I'll see you next time. Bye.